Are you struggling with managing your production workflow, feeling stressed out, or just overwhelmed? If so, keep watching to discover the transformative power of good workflow in this career. Within this video, we're going to talk about how to implement and why you should implement this, not only for just mental health, but also just better production overall and a better quality in those products you provide. So, if you want to know more, keep watching this video and we'll talk about it all. Good workflow is not only just good for you, but it's also good for the product. It makes a better, more easy way to follow a system. Because if you have a pre-worked out system of how you're going to do things, then things will actually get done. I found personally, when I have a workflow, things get done significantly quicker. So I urge you, find something that works for you and stick to it, because the better you can make your workflow, the better you can make your production, the better of the quality you'll provide. Personally, when it comes to photos, I have a system. When I get home from a photo shoot, whether it be personal or a work photo shoot, I import them all into Lightroom Classic. From there, I sort through and I delete all the ones that are obviously really bad, and I can star and rate different images that I may want to keep for different sets. This is all happening before I've even edited the photo. I've sorted through the images. I've chosen which ones I want to deliver, which ones I want to keep. Lots of people, they just throw it in there and they start editing right away. They don't know which images they want to edit, so they're editing all of them, and that's not really efficient for your time, for your client's time, because if you have 100 photos, but you're only going to be delivering 20 of them, don't edit all 100 right away. Pick the best ones of 100, then that may be the best 50 of 100, and you edit those, that may be best 30 of 100. You never know, because within that 100 photos, there's probably going to be some ones in there that just are so mundane and they're not really the best, and you wouldn't want to deliver them. So why would you edit that photo if you know you're not going to deliver it? When it comes to video, if I'm doing video work, instead of trying to drop a 5-6 minute clip where you only need 3 seconds of it, find that 3 seconds and drop that into the timeline. It keeps your timeline clear, it keeps you clear, and it keeps your mind clear. And it gets for a much easier system to get things done. But not only that, a good workflow can actually save you money and time. We touched a bit on how it can save you time, but we didn't really talk about how it can save you money. Now think about this. If you're being paid per gig, say you're being paid $150 to deliver 15 photos, that's an hour of shooting, and you take maybe 50 photos. You take 50 photos, but you can only deliver 15. Every hour you spend editing, culling, is less money you're making per hour. If you edit all your photos at once, instead of picking the best ones of those and the ones you want to deliver, then you may have been spending 3 hours editing as opposed to 1 hour editing. So if you have an hour of editing and an hour of shooting, that's $75 an hour. But if you have an hour of shooting, 3 hours of editing, that's something like $30 an hour. If you spend 4 hours total, you're going to be making way less money than if you spent 2 hours. Even though you've already been paid. You've been paid $150 already, but you've spent less time working on it. Now, that doesn't mean your quality will be less, but you spent less time editing all of them and just editing the ones you know you're going to deliver. So you're making more money in the long run. Not only that, but if you edit all of them at once, you might get tired by the last few, and work that isn't well done is work that you have to redo. So rather than tiring yourself out with all this extra work you don't need to be doing and trying to figure out how you're going to do it along the way, have a preset workflow that you're going to do and you know how it's going to work, so that when you go to edit, you have a preset plan on how to do it, so you don't have to redo anything later, again making you less money because you're spending less time working on it. And to add to the quality of work, we know that the less burnt out you are, the higher the quality of work will be. So if you have consistency built into your workflow, something that you can repeat over and over and over again, then your product will be more reliable, more consistent, and even better quality. If you're the kind of person that really doesn't know how they're gonna edit their photos when they sit down at their computer, then they're gonna be really stuck on how to do it. But if they already have that planned out before they sit down and do the work, it's gonna be a lot easier and more streamlined. And it means the product that the client is seeing prior to the shoot, and the reason they hired you, is the product they're going to receive and what they expect from you. If what you post on social media and on your website portfolio, which you should all have by the way, don't use social media as your pure and only stream of portfolio. Get a website. But if a client sees something they like on your website and that's how you edit your photos, they're going to be more happy with the outcome of the images that you provide for them because it's similar to what they saw and why they hired you. If your system for editing and your color grading is different each time, then the consistency of your product will be different and they may not be as happy with the final product. Now, we've talked about working as an individual, but working as a team is completely different. So if you're working on a team, having workflow does something a little bit different. It follows a lot of the same guidelines and a lot of the same reasons why you would want it, but having good workflow when working on a team actually makes the process a lot smoother. It means everyone's going to be on the same page on what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, what the end goal is. When you have a team of even 2, if you're working with one other content creator or a client and you guys are on 2 different pages, you think 2 different things are happening, things are not going to go as smoothly as you may have expected them to, and they may not even work out at all. Get together with that person, whether it be a team, whether it be a crew, whether it be a client, and figure out how you're going to do it, what you want to do, why you want to do it, and go from there. The process from point A to point B will be significantly smoother, and it means you're spending more time just shooting and making the content happen. Now, this is very uncomfortable on the floor, so I'm gonna get out now. Now, managing your workflow can be a very difficult thing to do, especially when there's a lot of you. Having that workflow, and we touched on this a little bit, but having that workflow will allow the actual tasks to not only be completed, but completed to a higher standard and a higher quality. Let's say we have 30 minutes, say it's a sunrise shot, you have to get this, you only have a very small amount of window for that nice golden hour light at sunrise or sunset. Having that workflow, having that plan of action on how you're going to get this thing done will allow you to actually get the thing done and get it how you want it to. It means you're spending less time fiddling with settings, fiddling with things, communicating with people, and more time just getting that shot. Now, it's not necessarily about the tools that you have and the skills that you have, but the mindset that you have. Having the mindset of, let's get this done, let's plan this out, let's figure out how we're going to do this, will be more successful than the tools. Maybe you have the most professional camera, the most professional software, the most expensive stuff. Just because you have that doesn't mean you're going to have a good workflow. It takes a long time to figure out their workflow. For me, it's been years to figure out something that really worked for me for photo and video work, but we got it sorted out, and now things happen a lot quicker. Making this YouTube video start to finish will take me only 3 hours, whereas before it would take me 6. So cutting down that time will make your life and everyone else's life so much easier. See you in the next video.